Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife. Now, we do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week, we start our journey around Delmarva by heading to Friday Night Live in downtown Seaford.
Next, we're off to Lewis to look back into the first state's military history with Delaware Defense Day.
Scorchy Taws takes us south to Chincoteague to learn about saltwater taffy with a unique name.
And then it's off to Cherry Beach in Sharptown for the annual catfishing tournament for more than just bragging rights.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places that we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, what are you doing to stay cool during these hot summer days?
Let's see, I've been going to my mom's pool a lot, sitting in the air conditioning, watching some good movies, eating a lot of popsicles and ice cream. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm taking notes.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
Summertime on Delmarva is all about enjoying what our communities have to offer.
And downtown Seaford is offering something great. The third Friday of each month, they're going to have music, food, fun, and games for you and the whole family to enjoy.
So this group organization of ours, Seaford Tomorrow, started back in 2010. It was under a different name, but now we have shifted to Seaford Tomorrow because we're looking for the future of downtown Seaford. It started actually as First Saturday. It was an event from 12 to 5 p.m. with a bunch of vendors and food, kind of like you see right now. And then we decided to make a shift because everybody's busy on Saturday. So we decided, hey, let's do something Friday night just to unwind. Anybody that's in town visiting for the weekend, they're welcome to come down. And then the locals can also have somewhere to gather as well. It is the third Friday every single month from May through October, and it's from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have usually one food truck and one dessert truck. Our organization, sell local beer and wines. We try to hire local entertainment, and then sometimes we also offer local vendors a space to come and showcase their items. So we have a different food truck every month, we try to, as well as different entertainment, because there's so many talented people and delicious food trucks around that we try to keep a good variety, especially since it is a smaller based event.
We are self-employed mobile caterers and chefs. We've been in business for ourselves since 2017. My wife grew up in her family's restaurant in Smyrna, Delaware at Helen's Sausage House. My family owned Jake's Seafood over in Lewis and Rehoboth for 30 years. And I've been smoking awesome barbecue for 39 years out of Lexington, North Carolina. We do melt-in-your-mouth brisket, Carolina pulled pork barbecue. We do our own burger blend mix. We grind our own short rib, brisket, and ground beef up for our burgers. Makes a great gourmet burger. We do awesome crab cakes, soft-shell crabs, flounder, oyster, shrimp, po' boys. Really good food.
Our main focus of Seaford Tomorrow is to support the downtown businesses. So this event, we like to bring people downtown, but we also encourage them to take a stroll and learn about the local businesses, because even though some of them aren't open during our event, at least we're getting them to the downtown to try and explore so that they'll come back and want to try all of the different businesses and restaurants and shops. I think it's really important to have a gathering place for people just after the work week, somewhere for them to unwind and hang out with their friends. It doesn't cost any money to come, so it's just a very relaxed setting. If they want to support local vendors by buying something or get food or beer and wine, they're welcome to, or they can just hang out and listen to the music.
Just like any outdoor event, Friday Night Live is weather dependent, so be sure to check out their Facebook page, Seaford Tomorrow, to stay up to date.
Still to come on the show, we'll head to Chincoteague for a different type of ponytail in this week's Remembering Scorchy Taws. But up next, we head to Lewis for Delaware Defense Day.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Delaware has a rich military history.
And it was on full display in Lewis during Delaware Defense Day back in April.
So today is like a World War II day. So it's a lot of representation of what would have been like during the early 1940s, during World War II. What the soldiers would have dressed like, how they would have lived in barracks here at the fort, the music that they would listen to, which is different than today's music, and then different groups. So you might see some medical, you might see some plotting, which would be for the artillery, we're infantry, and then you'll see various vehicles, whether it's a troop-carrying vehicle, a weapons-carrying vehicle, jeeps, there's a tank here. So a good cross-section of representation for the World War II era from a United States perspective.
Since April 14th, 12 German U-boats have been sunk, and this is good news since the announcement of suspected U-boat attacks on the eastern seaboard with V-1 or V-2 rockets by German Admiral Karl Donitz. In addition, the Nazi leadership is falling apart as we've learned that German General...
You get the opportunity to see a lot of different units. Usually you can tell what unit it is. They usually carry a patch on their sleeve. This one is for the 28th Infantry Division. It's the Keystone, which is the name of the state had nickname, and they also refer to it as the Bloody Bucket. And then you'll see other numbered units as well. I believe there's a group from over here in the barracks from the 69th Infantry Division. And then you had the Coastal Artillery, who would have been stationed here during the war to protect the bay and the entrance to the bay because of all the industry and refineries and everything that were further up the bay in Delaware as well as up into Pennsylvania.
3, 2, 1.
What we are doing is portraying the Pennsylvania National Guard unit called the 28th Division, which served in the European theater. They landed right after D-Day and they fought across France and into Germany until the end of the war. My father served during World War II, so I always was attracted or drawn to the history, specifically World War II, and the interest and the pride that I have for my dad's service. It's just to give you an opportunity to understand the life of a World War II serviceman, whether they were in the barracks here or possibly as a combat unit in primarily the European Theater of Operations, the ETO.
We like coming down to this event because you can interact with the public, you can present what you have, you see other things, you learn more each time, because as you talk to different reenactors here and living historians, you get a different perspective, you get some new information. So by somebody who has no information or no idea what it is, who may be here exercising for an hour, can stop by and learn a little bit.
Man, nothing gets my blood pumping like heavy-duty haymakers and machines that can deliver freedom from a mile away.
Okay, calm down, big guy. We're gonna have to take a break while Jason resets. We'll be right back.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water, and Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.
There are some things that just scream summertime here on Delmarva. sweet corn, cantaloupe, watermelon.
And lots of saltwater taffy.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
Ponytails aren't always made of hair. Over at Ralph Daisy's place in Chincoteague, they're made of sugar and spice and lots of other things nice. Ponytails, my friends, are local, homemade, saltwater taffy delights, created by Daisy in a moment of fearless foresightedness back in 1965.
Well, I was working over at NASA, and one Thursday the Eastern Shore News came out, and the girl sitting across the desk from me, she read the article to me, and it said it was going to be thousands and tens of thousands of tourists visiting Chincoteague.
Almost at that moment, the NASA light dimmed and the taffy lamp was lit.
I had the idea to sell saltwater taffy, but I told my wife and daughter, I said, it's your job to come up with a box that would be from Chincoteague, you know, all the way.
And they chose the name Ponytails, a choice synonymous with what Chincoteague is all about, ponies, and a name that no doubt contributed substantially in getting Ponytails out of the starting gate. You can count the tourists on one thumb or less who are going to leave Chincoteague after this 4th of July holiday with a real live pony. But many will depart with ponytails, homegrown, home-owned, and a hometown success story that unfolds daily right before their very eyes. Yes, 24 years ago, Ralph Daisy believed when he was told Chincoteague was destined to become a tourist town. He dreamed of making ponytails and that they would take him on a ride to success. His dream came true. Scorchy Taws wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine. Online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know catfish have what is called a Weberian apparatus, which serves as an amplifier to underwater sounds? There are 4 bones that link the inner ear to the swim bladder. When sound waves bounce off the bladder, the signal is sent to the ear and the sound is amplified.
Did you know the Mekong giant catfish is the largest catfish species and is native to Thailand? The largest one ever caught weighed in at 646 pounds. That's the size of an average male grizzly bear.
And did you know that some species of catfish have close to 175,000 taste buds, which cover their entire body so they can sense where the food is? Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water, and Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.
Jason, I don't know about you, but I never need a reason to go fishing.
Right there with you. But if you or someone you know needs a reason to go fishing, well, I think we have one for you.
This is our 10th one that we've had. At the time, I was sitting on the Parks and Rec through the fire department. They take members from different organizations in town and put on it, and I was liaison person for the fire department. They were sitting around talking about how to raise money, and I spoke up and said, we got a beautiful river, why don't we do a catfish tournament? So 10 years later, here I am, standing here. Chose catfish because they're pretty simple to catch. You don't have to have a whole lot of expensive gear, and most anybody can catch them. And it's worked out to be a good event. We're paying $600 for the largest catfish, second largest $400, and the third place is $200. We do the stringer of 4, and at this time it's paying out $460. It may go up because we had a couple other boats register, and I don't know if they got into the 4 largest or not. It's going to separate the good from the bad fishermen.
Today we are doing some research on blue catfish, invasive species in the Chesapeake Bay, particularly in the Nanticoke River here. And we're doing a few different projects to figure out more about them. One project is we are looking at their reproduction. So we're looking at, to see first we need to cut them open and see if they have any ovaries filled with developed eggs. And if they got developed eggs, we're going to take those ovaries home and count those eggs one by one to see how many eggs they're producing per body size to help us figure out the reproduction rate, because we don't know how quickly they're reproducing them. We know it's a lot based on how many catfish are here, but how much we don't quite know yet. Last year we did a comprehensive diet study. So we got over 1,000 catfish, looked at their stomachs to figure out what they're eating, and we were able to figure out what they're eating over different times of the year and over different sizes ranges. And mostly we found out that their favorite things are white perch, river herring, gizzard shad, and crabs. As well as they're eating some things like striped bass and everything like wood ducks and muskrats to a lower number. And something they're really keeping an eye on is baby sturgeon. Sturgeon are an endangered species, and this is one of their only spawning grounds, is the Nanticoke and specifically the Marshy Hope. And in there, I think only in the last several years there's only been one juvenile sturgeon being caught. And first, if we were to find a little baby sturgeon in one of these stomachs, that gives us more evidence that's reproducing, which is a good thing for the sturgeon. But it also gives us concrete evidence that the catfish are eating the sturgeon. If they are being eaten, we want to conclusively capture they're being eaten, so then we can take steps to help better protect the endangered species.
I've always said, if you have time to take a kid fishing or somebody new, take them, because once they have that experience, they never forget it. Some of them may continue and some may not. So I was very fortunate to have people show me the fish, and I try to push it, take it to everybody else as well.
So there you go. Now, if anyone ever questions why you go fishing so much, now you have a reason to tell them that you're just doing your part for the betterment of Delmarva waterways.
Coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at your latest viewer photos. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
5-year-old Daniel Gomez Bell was fishing near the Indian River Inlet Bridge and caught some croaker. Daniel's favorite hobby is fishing.
Cal Dawson was enjoying a snow cone while his big brother was playing baseball at the ballpark. Good choice with the orange flavor there, Cal.
Kimber Jarman enjoyed the 4th of July weekend at the Barn Hill Preserve for their Red, White, and Ruse celebration.
Declan Keene caught this flounder in Ocean City. 19.5 inches. Great job, Declan.
Nathaniel Stuber of Hebron caught a catfish at the 17th Annual National Wild Turkey Federation State Line Jake's Day in Delmar. We'll have more from Jake's Day next weekend on the show.
Bailey, Molly, and Josh Maston, along with Caleb Hall, were enjoying a thunderstorm that rolled through Dewey Beach.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Now it's time to check out the Mount of the Week.
Brought to us by Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy in Pittsville.
This beauty of an 8-pointer was harvested in Worcester County.
This is pretty work from Spencer. And Sam, you should be really proud.
That's going to do it for us this week, but keep sending in your pictures by emailing outdoors@wboc.com.
Thank you so very much for joining us, and we hope that you'll be back with us again next week as we get our carnival on. We hang out in Delmar for Jake's Day, and we attend a very special bike ride.
But until then, I'm Lauren Hitch.
And I'm Jason Lee.
And we hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water. And Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.